As a white person, if you are going to UK Black Pride, you need to be very intentional. I've got things in the fridge that have lasted longer than your relationship. Dogs are cute. Babies are cute. Do you get cute? Cute's giving little. I'm not little. I'm a 20 something year old man. I said to him, I was like, listen, like babies are cute, dogs are cute. I'm 26. You need to try again. Hello, everybody. Good morning, afternoon, evening. Hope you're well, safe, hydrated, and looking after yourself. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Jord. It's nice to meet you. Happy Tuesday? Happy Tuesday. I really hope I get this done by Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, or maybe happy Thursday, but I'm going to push for happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's doing okay. Hope everyone's enjoying the sun. Do you know what? I'm loving August. I actually think this is the best August I've had for years. Do you know what it is? I think, but do you know what it is? This is the best August weather we've had since the COVID lockdown year in 2020, you know? And it just makes everyone so much happier. My mood, I think like a lot of people, my mood is very dependent on like the weather, like it being warm, sorted. But like, I hate it when people are like, oh, it's too warm. I'm like, babe, please stop. I actually need to burn. Like, I'm Jamaican. This climate is minor compared to what it should be like at home. Like, let's not do that. Let's stay optimistic. And it's weird. Like, I'm really enjoying socializing. I'm really enjoying going out and being outside of my friends. It's been like a very like gay month. Did like Black Pride, which I'll get into in a bit. I did Black Pride last week, which was a time. Went to Brighton Pride the week before, going to All Points East next week, which it's gay coded. So it's been a very gay August, and I'm extremely here for it. But yeah, hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's cool. I hope everyone's having a good day or a good commute, a good everything. Let's project that, a good everything. But yeah, guys. So like, I'm going to be talking about. Yeah, I don't really have like, I usually when I do this, it's like very much about like a certain thing. I'm just going to do like, it's just a conversation basically. I'm going to talk about Black Pride. I'm going to talk about some dating things that have happened recently. I'm going to talk and do some dilemmas. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. And then after this, I'm going to have like a few themes for a few episodes, and then I'm like going into guest mode. We've been slacking with guests this year, but I just really wanted to I just wanted to do my own thing, you know. Through and through, autumn and winter will be very, very guest heavy, unless like a show or something comes out, and I just want to do that by myself. But yeah, okay. So let's keep it moving. But yeah, do you know what it is? As a 26-year-old man, I genuinely do not think I have ever enjoyed clubbing more than I do now. Which is mad because like when you think of that, like not statistically, but like technically, I've been clubbing since I was 18 years old. But it's weird. Like I don't know if it's because I'm like going to more like gay clubs, and obviously like being with my gay friends and meeting people is obviously a vibe. And it's weird because like, I'm obviously from Gloucestershire, right? Which can be a bit... Tick-tack, tick-tack. Which can be a bit closed-minded, right? And that can be really difficult, really hard to navigate. Obviously, like I come to London for the show. Most of my friends live in London, so I'm here a lot of the time. And it's so like... I don't know. I find it crazy how people look at you sideways when you tell them you go clubbing at 26. Like, I'm a baby, you know. I'm a fresh egg. Like, I'm a spring chicken. When people look at me and they're like, "Oh my god, you're 26 years old and you're 26 years old and you go to a club," that's really sad. Hang on, homeboy. You're 26 years old and you're judging someone for going to the club. That's even sadder. I think it's very much so like the small town mentality where like buy a house, have a baby, and your life is over. But I'm like, bro, my babies aren't coming for another 10 years. Do you get? My mortgage probably isn't coming for like another 30. Well, 30. Oh no, I wouldn't be able to get a mortgage at 56. Probably not, to be fair. But do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm so over this like time pressure this pressure of time for like, you have to have a certain thing by a certain age. And I still kind of feel that way for a lot of things, but also at the same time, I'm like, let me live. I feel like sometimes because we're so focused on the future and we fixate so much on the past, we don't allow ourselves as people the space to actually enjoy the present, you know? Yes, I'm 26, and yes, things are changing. Yes, I want to move up in my career. Yes, I would like a relationship, maybe not. However, I'm young, I'm single, you know, I'm not in my prime. I think I'm socially in my prime, maybe not financially or mentally, but like socially I'm in my prime. You know, I have amazing friends. I have amazing parents. Okay, no shade to my other siblings. I have a brother that I absolutely adore. No shade to my other siblings. You know, things are like pretty good. I think we're so good at as humans because obviously the socials and the net has made us feel that way. We're so good at like not appreciating what we have because we want more. You know, it's that gratification, isn't it? We always expect and we want more. But yeah. Take this as a sign, guys. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Keep it moving, okay? You got this. You got this. Nothing is easy. Nothing that is worth having is easy. I know that more than anybody. I've been doing the podcast for 4 years, right? 4 years. Granted, it hasn't been consistent, which probably does not help with the and the growth can be quite inconsistent as well. But that's okay. I'm learning, and like I've had amazing opportunities. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because I've had things that I know people haven't had, and they've been doing this longer than me. You know, but I had like some really cool meetings and conversations about projects, multiple projects actually, which obviously I can't talk about because I will get in trouble and that'll be my job gone. But yeah, keep it moving, guys. Keep it moving. And cred me when you win awards and stuff. I'm here for it. Okay, right. Okay, so let's talk about UK Black Pride. Okay, so I've never been to UK Black Pride until last week. So it was in Queen Elizabeth Park in Stratford on the Sunday. I've never been, which is a bit crazy because I'm queer, extremely queer, and I'm black. But yeah, I do you know what it is, to be fair, and this is no shade to UK Black Pride because I know that obviously you don't pay entry and stuff. So I think they probably think, how can we make this the best to our ability whilst keeping it free? Because obviously like queer people of colour tend to be in the lower earning bracket. So it's very much like, okay, let's keep it free. But so I've never been. I went to a really great event with TikTok and UK Black Pride a couple of years ago, and that was amazing. And I don't know why I didn't go to Black Pride that year either. It would have made more sense, but I just didn't. But yeah, so UK Black Pride was last. So I'm currently filming now on a Sunday, a week exactly after, and UK Black Pride was the week before. So it was on the 10th of August, and this conversation will be out on Tuesday. Got that, Chris? Tuesday. And I had a time, honestly, like it was gorgeous. It was wonderful. Like genuinely multiple things. I have never seen so much black queer joy, and POC queer joy, like ever. Obviously, like I'm in London a lot, and I'm outside. I go to the club, and I've had I've met great people, and I tend to always like have very good energy in those spaces. But honestly, UK Black Pride was electric, like vibrant. Everyone was on such good energy. Everyone was so happy. It was just nice to be around. You know, it was really refreshing. You know. And it makes me really love my community, And yeah, I'm grateful. And I met so many people that watched my stuff. Like to the point, yeah, it was actually getting a bit silly. Like I would literally be walking and like, I was walking the queue, shout out to Mohammed. And this guy like stopped me and he was, oh my God, I know you. And I was, oh, do you? And then we were talking for a minute. He was lovely. Big up to Mohammed. And I met someone in the queue. I met someone whilst I was dancing. It got to the point that my friends were literally like, this is ridiculous. Like how many more people are going to come up and say hello to you? I'm so grateful. It gave me like a lease of life. It made me think, oh my God, like my work matters. My voice matters. my conversations matter, you know? But yeah, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And I'm excited. But yeah, so that was great. What else do I want to say about Black Pride? Naturally, there's always room for improvement. But I think whilst I say this, I have to appreciate and consider that Black Pride is free. I think the main thing that everyone not has an issue with, but everyone says about Black Pride, which they wish could be improved, is the length of time, because it finishes at 9:00. However, because it is, I think there's multiple reasons. One, it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday, so there's probably some legislation with the council where they have to finish at a certain time. But it's very much like, I guess the alternative is having it on a Saturday and therefore making it a paid event, you know, which obviously Black Pride do not want to do that. So there's that. It's weird because it was quite small, but it was quite hard to find my friends. Like I was trying to find some of them, right? I was like, on my toxic trait is saying to someone, "Oh yeah, I'll come find you," and then just not. The amount of people, honestly, shout out to Sam, shout out to Callum, shout out to Cairo, shout out to. There's probably someone else, but I can't remember. But no, literally, like my toxic trait is literally saying, "Oh, like I will come and find you," and then just like not finding them because it's too difficult. And it's weird because it's such a small festival, and I bumped into so many special people. Big up him. But yeah. And like it was just good energy. Like it was weird. Like all of my friends said, like we weren't even there for long. I think we got there at like something to 6, and we left at 9. So we weren't there for like long at all. And like my friends were literally like, "This is such a good vibe. Like everyone is so happy." And me and my bestie had just gone to Brighton the week before. And I said to my friend, I was like, "What do you think? Like as a white queer person, what do you think?" And they were literally like, "This is such a good vibe. This is so good." So yeah, so we did that, and that was really fun. And the after party. Do you know what, right? Sometimes there gets to a level where you need to appreciate. Sometimes you get to a level, yeah, where you're just like, "Do you know what? I actually don't need to drink anymore." Like, I feel like a lot of people struggle to understand when it's time to give the liquor a miss. Do you know what I mean? Like my thing is, right, I'm just a bit like reckless, and I don't even mean like lip sing every man like left, right, and center. That's not what I mean. But just like a bit like chaotic, and I just do like dumb stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like anyone that received a voice. Anyone that received a voice note that evening, I can only apologize. Anyone that I spoke to be fair. But yeah, and I had like a time in the club as well. But oh my God, right. I need people's take on this. So I need people to comment and message me what you think. Would you take it as a compliment if someone calls you cute? Right? Would you take it as a compliment if someone calls you cute? So, set the scene. Steele's Yard, the night is young, and so am I. The music's playing. You came in on your own, call up in your zone, own. A room full of strangers, different phases. It feels like we're alone, right? Kalani's in full speed. This guy's staring at me, and I'm thinking, I ain't gonna embarrass myself, because sometimes, yeah, you need like sometimes you just need a guy to actually say to you, "Come here," like walk over, you know. But it was just a stare and a smile. I thought, baby boy, that's not enough. That is not enough. And he comes up to me, he's like, "Oh my God, oh, you're really cute." I said, "Sorry." He was like, "You're really cute." I thought, okay, let me move back a little bit. And I was like, with love, yeah. Dogs are cute. Babies are cute. Do you get cute? Cute's giving little. I'm not little. I'm a 20-something-year-old man. I said to him, I was like, "Listen, like babies are cute, dogs are cute. I'm 26. You need to try again." You know, like handsome, sexy, leng, peng, dank, irresistible. Mesmerizing, do you get? But like, yeah, I'm not messing with cute, not at 20-something years old. It's not for me, babe. It's not for me. And to be fair to him, he was like, okay, well, I mean this and this. I was like, okay, you can take my number. Okay. I do find it quite interesting though, and I feel quite like iffy about when someone like moves or approaches me in a club, because I'm thinking, okay, like, is this just because you're drunk? Like, are you actually going to like come through? Because my thing is, right, alcohol. Okay, obviously, probably isn't the healthiest thing to recommend, but it gives me confidence to do what I wish I could do sober. You know, everything I do drunk, I would have done sober. It's just a little bit of a push in the right and sometimes wrong direction, you know? But yeah, so yeah, big up him. But yeah, I had a time. For any person who hasn't been to Black Pride, I do like really strongly recommend it, because it's just fun, you know? It's just fun. And I think Pride is so essential to the culture, and Black Pride, this is the biggest Black Pride. Is it the biggest Black Pride in the world? I need to find out. Okay, yeah. Okay, just to confirm, yeah. So it is, UK Black Pride is the biggest Black Pride in the world. And it's such a credit to Lady Phil and what she's achieved, you know, from, you know, a group of lesbians in oh my god, where was it? Was it Margate? I actually don't have the facts, sorry, but a group of lesbians getting on a bus and basically saying we want something for us, we want rights, you know, and watching it unfold in your own time is pretty spectacular, you know. Like, big up to Lady Phil and the team at UK Black Pride, because they're doing phenomenal work. Yes, but yeah, I feel like I've always felt for a long time such an absence and such a need for more, you know, for Black queer people to have a safe space. And that is what it is. Like, it's obviously there's a lot of there have been some recent controversies which come with it, which I'm not going to talk about because I don't have the knowledge. You know, sometimes when you don't have the knowledge, it's actually okay to keep quiet. I admire everything Lady Phil has done and will continue to do so. So yeah, long live UK Black Pride, right? I do want to provide my 2 pence on one of the controversies which has been in conversation over the last week. And I don't know how late I am to the bandwagon, but obviously there's been conversations and debates about whether or not white people... and I feel like when they say this, I feel like they just mean all of them, not like even white, gay, white, straight. The debate about whether or not should white people be allowed to go to UK Black Pride. Okay, so this is my opinion. It's not a fact. It's not a stat. It is just what I believe, right? Subjective and all of that. I personally think, yeah, I think as a white person, if you are going to UK Black Pride, you need to be very intentional. You need to be very intentional. And when I say that, I mean that with the utmost love and respect. If you do not intend to go with a Black partner or Black friends, I don't get it. I do not get it. I think it's so rare. It's so rare for us as Black people and people of colour to have spaces designed and centred for us. It's rare. It's very, very rare. That's why people make so much noise when there's a Black queer event, because they don't happen frequently. They really don't, you know? So for you to come into our space, and for you to come and celebrate our culture and our experience, great. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you. Like, you are what we need in order to succeed. You know, we need allyship, white allyship. However, I am looking at you a bit sideways if you go without any Black people or people of colour. You know, queer Black people have been so severely oppressed since the beginning of existence, you know, and it feels like a bit of a pee take. It feels like a little bit of a pee take for you as someone who's extremely privileged in multiple avenues to then come and appreciate the culture without supporting or being alongside someone that has that experience. It honestly, it low-key gives exploiting. It's the culture's being exploited, you know? And I guess that can be controversial because obviously you could argue, but I love the culture, you know, I love black people. I appreciate what black people and people of color do. But then my argument is, why? So where are they? Why have you not come with them? You know, especially in London, one of the most diverse city in the country, and one of the most diverse cities in the continent, in the world. So yeah, because I just feel like if you're that heavily invested in the culture and in the community and what we provide, because let's be honest, black people provide so much creativity, so much intellectualness. We provide a lot. Like, we provide a lot. Yeah, so it's not really making sense to me how you do not have black people or people of color to come with. Yeah, like yeah. I've seen a lot of debate about this over the last week. And I don't know, I just feel like, yeah, it's subjective though, isn't it? Like, you're never going to please everybody. But like, I'll be honest though, the white people there, they were a vibe. Like, every white person I met there was great. Like, they were all really happy, really jolly. The ones that I saw were all with a black person or a POC. I did see a lot of people complaining that there were like groups of like white boys and white girls that had like no POC companions, which again, I would personally go a bit south. But yeah, like the white people were a vibe. Like, I had a time, and the less on that, the better. But yeah. But like, I am intrigued to see, because there has been criticism, and again, I don't have the knowledge, so it's not fair for me to talk on it, but there has been criticism. So I am very intrigued to see how UK Black Pride take that on and what is the next step to keep that moving. I'm genuinely very intrigued by that. But yeah. Okay, let's keep it moving. Okay, guys, as you all know, I am a very queer man who's a lover boy at heart. I think I play hard to get, right? Or I do initially, because I'm very much, my thing is, right, I try not to give too much away too soon, because I'm just like, well, you don't actually, you haven't earned my affection or my intimacy. Do you know what I mean? People like give away, I feel like, especially like gay men, because obviously I think it's such a rarity to find someone that you really like. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like, and I've been guilty of this very recently. Very recently. It's actually fresh. But it's, do you know, I think because the community can be very focused on hookups and bang bang, when we meet someone who we deem as someone who can go past who can go past that level of it just being physical, you latch onto them because it's rare and it's hard and it's slim pickings. The streets obviously aren't cold because it's August, but like the streets are gonna be cold, you know? Like electricity is very expensive. I want to be booed up like LMA. Do you get? I'm just like, I feel like I'm still trying to like find myself in the way. I've never had a relationship, so I don't really, but I've had so many situationships yet. It just makes me think, oh my God, I'm just that person that like has semi-relationships but doesn't get actual relationships. And I've had a different approach, because for a long time I was just like, oh my God, what the hell's wrong with me? Like, what have I done that's so unappealing? But I know some proper tapped people that have had multiple boyfriends, and I think, do you know what, baby boy? It's actually not you. It's actually, well, it probably is sometimes me. Like I can't even talk about it out of respect for him, but the last encounter I had really showed me that I could be crazy. But I feel like sometimes crazy is the wrong term to use. Sometimes I think crazy can be a bit cruel. I prefer passionate, romantic, delusional. You know, crazy can be a bit harsh. But it is funny though, because like when a guy says to me, if I'm like talking to a guy, right, and they refer to their ex as crazy, I think initially, okay, well, what did you do? What did you do to make them crazy? Because no one is, I personally don't see how you can be that crazy naturally without being given a reason to be crazy. Like I am not crazy, right? Yeah. I am not crazy unless I'm given a reason to be crazy. Like it's very, you know how like some people are just like naturally very jealous. My thing has always been, unless you give me a reason to be jealous, I'm not going to be jealous. You know, like, okay, if you're taking X amount of time to reply, if I see you with a guy that you told me you find attractive, if I see you like being sus, I'm gonna be like a bit like confused and a bit crazy. But if you reassure me and you like and you meet my needs and you listen to what I require and my requests, why would I be crazy? That makes no sense at all. Obviously, like I do get some people are naturally crazy, and like in like a teenage, early 20 life, I probably was a bit crazy. But we've moved on because I am a clear demonstration of growth. Do you get? But yeah, I'm still trying to navigate it, and I'm just very much like, I don't know if I like. Part of me thinks in a sick type of way, right? I kind of want to get my first relationship out of the way, because it's very much like your first relationship generally doesn't seem to be the one that lasts. Not always, because I have friends who are in their first relationship and it's working, but like for a lot of people it isn't, you know? But that probably isn't the best way to look at it, because if you feel that way, it's like, well, why would you get with them in the first place? But yeah, I don't know. So I'm just really like trying to like navigate it. And I just feel like gay men are honestly like so bad when it comes to communication. Yeah, like so bad. I just feel like everyone has like these like internalized issues. So they really do not know how to adapt or navigate like situations. Because it's so interesting like how like guys can be so forward when it comes to hooking up and getting it. But then when you want to have like an actual date, people just don't want to know. For the most part, you know, like I've like switched up a lot this year. I'm very much about shooting my shot, you know, and I really do appreciate and acknowledge and admire men that shoot their shot, you know. Obviously, like get the hint, like if they're not responding, if they haven't acknowledged it, or if they're sugarcoating the response, they're not interested, you know. And I'm very heavy on this, yeah. Sit tight and listen, right? If he wanted to, he would. If he wanted to, he would. If he wanted to ask you out, he would have asked you out. If he wanted to wine and dine you, he would have wined and dined you. And if he wanted to bag you, he would have bagged you. But babe, he didn't. So listen, I mean this with love, okay? Right? Stand up, pick up your decorum, pack up your and keep it moving. I've always found it really interesting how like people can be so enticed and so like intrigued by a man that doesn't want them. Like, I want to be like adored. I want someone to be obsessed with me, you know. And I think for a long time I didn't want that. I think because I've met guys that have like really liked me, right? And it's been a bit too much. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? And I think it's because of my internalized issues, right? I think a lot of gay men expect the worst, you know, because of trauma and navigating queerness from a young age. A lot of gay men are quite pessimistic when it comes to dating. It's very much like, oh, this isn't going to work. And I think the reason why a lot of men don't put their full effort into it is because they've already got a negative perception of how it's going to end. So the mentality is very much like, let me just not put effort in because it's not going to work anyway. And at least if I don't put effort in and it goes south, I haven't put my full energy into it, you know? So it's almost like you can't be that annoyed because it's like, well, I actually didn't try that much, but I knew it wasn't going to work, you know? But yeah, I've been a chaser for men. Like I've been like, sometimes I just think to myself, oh my god, you're so embarrassing. But like I have to try, you know. Like I had a recent situation, right, with a guy who with a guy that I liked. I liked him a lot. I thought he wasn't my type. But I think the fact that I liked him and him not being my type made him even more special, you know? Like I thought he was cool. He's very handsome and he's funny. He's funny. It didn't work. And would I say we're cool? It didn't work. But like, and I feel like before I'd be like, oh my God, what the hell's wrong with me? I'm like, baby boy, you're cool. Keep it moving. You're good. And I'm trying to like widen my dating circle as well, but it can be really hard. Like as 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 a queer black man, I'm very like conscious and very suspicious on like intentions, especially with like interracial dating. And I'm somebody like, and I mean this like thoroughly, I genuinely think out of like all of my friends, I am probably one of the most open when it comes to like dating all sorts of groups. I've dated white, I've dated black, dated like mixed, like I'm chilling, do you know what I mean? But if I'm being completely honest, I'm kind of scared to date white men, to be honest. I love white men down. Like, I find white men very attractive. Like, I was certain me and Justin Timberlake were going to get it on, like, from young, So it's not like one of those ones where I don't find them attractive. I'm just very hyper aware, I've been quite unfortunate because a lot of the white men who I have dated or I've been involved with have made it abundantly clear that they have a preference for men who are black, for men who are mixed race, right? And that's a common theme. Like, I think most of the white men that I've like been with have had that take. And I'm just a bit like, I appreciate your preference and we can't fault that. But I'm just very much like, I want to be liked for me, I want to be like, I want someone to really like me because of how I am and how I act, not because I'm black, not because I'm mixed race, And it just makes me like so like conscious and anxious because like I have so much to offer, right? And I have so much to give, like I think I'm great. I think I'm great. I really do. And I just don't want it to be like, I don't want to be seen as some kind of experiment or some kind of like ticked box, oh, like this boy, he's mixed, oh, he's my type, what's he like, he's mixed race, but what else is it, quite fearful of being fetished, and I think the worst thing is some of these men are so open about it, like, oh yeah, I love a mixed race man, and I love mixed race men, I love mixed race men too, I love black men too, but I feel like if the driving force and the main factor for you wanting to date a man is because they're black or because they're mixed race, without appreciating and acknowledging everything else they can provide and give to you, just as a person, regardless of race, I think you need to rethink. But I'm like, yeah. But then, like, sometimes, I'll be honest, right? Sometimes I feel like black men do not help themselves, right? With regards to these interracial relationships, right? I don't think there is a group of people who sexualize themselves more than black men, I've spoken to multiple black men in a dating capacity who have spoken about themselves like that. I've spoken to multiple non-black men who have dated black men and have spoken like that. And I just think, like, how do we as black men expect to be treated with respect and expect to be treated like an actual human if you're going on about your BBC and your body parts? You're dehumanizing yourself, like you're degrading yourself. And it's just very much like we face so much stick as black men. We're so heavily objectified and sexualized. We really are. And it's almost like you're feeding into it. And like black men are the first group of people to go on about being oppressed and being mistreated and being subordinated. But like, you don't really have legs to stand on if you are stood there, if you are sat there going on about your bodily parts, because you're feeding into it. You're feeding into being fetished. You're feeding into being sexualized and being objectified, And I just think to myself, and as black men, I genuinely think as black men, we are the most sexualized race. We are the most sexualized beings because there's nothing, I don't think there's anything else that I can think of that is so heavily sexualized like a BBC. But in my opinion, I could be wrong, and I just think we really need to do better. How do you expect to have a loving, genuine, healthy relationship or even encounters, even short-term fun, if like your driving, your factors or like your biggest appeal is going on about what you what you have down below. You know, like there needs to be more to it, and I think it needs to be assessed because it's really weird behavior. You know, I just think it's quite hypocritical. You know, and Jamaica, like, as a man from a particular Caribbean culture, I've seen this quite a lot. I've seen it quite, and not so much to not really my family, not my circle, but I've seen it where like Jamaican men will go on a lot about like having certain assets, right? But then, like, if they were to be mistreated a bit, oh my God, is it because I'm black? Who do you think you are? And I'm thinking, you can't just pick and choose when you want to be oppressed. It's weird behavior. It's really, really weird behavior. But yeah, that was cute. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, guys, oh my God, is the mic, is this working? Okay, so what we're going to do now, so I haven't done dilemmas for ages, right? But I asked for dilemma. I was meant to do dilemmas. Who was it with? It was meant to be with someone, but I can't think of who. It must have been Why She Black. Yeah. So I was meant to do dilemmas about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think we just ran out of time, to be honest. So I've got these dilemmas that I'm going to go through. Yeah, I don't know how long this episode is. It says we've been filming for 46 minutes, but I feel like it hasn't been that long. What time did we start? Oh, sorry. I've just realised you have no mic, so it's not going to pick up. We have time. Okay. Cool. Okay, so yeah, basically dilemmas. I'm just going to read some dilemmas, give my takes. I don't actually know. These are Anon, so I have no idea who these people are, but I'm very intrigued. So if you want to talk after, message me at The Winning Side Pod, at Jord Aco, at Jordan Hillwood. My socials are in the bio description below. Okay. Let's keep it moving. My best friend is getting married and I'm invited, but the invite doesn't say +1. I have a new partner. I've only been dating him for 2 months, but I'm obsessed and they really want to come to the wedding. Do I ask if I'm invited or do I just accept that he isn't? 2 months is crazy, babe. 2 months is crazy. I've got things in the fridge that have lasted longer than your relationship. I know people, right? I actually have a friend, and shout out to her, and I don't think she'll mind me saying this. I actually have a friend, right, who's getting married. She has friends who are partners for years, and they're not invited. So I feel like you just need to admit defeat. Or maybe, do you know what, to be fair, maybe wait till nearer the time. Maybe wait till nearer the time and ask if they can come to like maybe is the reception the bit after? The fun bit with the drinking, maybe that. Because I think it is. I genuinely think when you're getting married, right, using your own money to pay for a meal for someone who you haven't met is crazy behavior. Crazy behavior. If I had a friend who wanted to come to my wedding and they're like, oh, Jord, I've been dating so-and-so for like 3 months. It's going really well. Can they come to the wedding? I'll be like, babe, I'm so happy for you, but they are not invited. They can come to the bit after for free. They can come to the bit after for free, but like they will not be sat at that table unless they bring their own food. I don't know why it's so like expected to bring a partner. There's different levels to them. Like I have friends whose partners I've like met like minimal times. Like they will not be invited. But then I have friends whose partner makes a conscious effort to spend time with me or to like speak to me. So they obviously take priority. There's different levels to them. Like if I have like a singular friend who doesn't, because most of my friends are mutual around each other somewhat. But if I have like a friend who like doesn't know anyone, I'm not going to expect them to spend the whole day by themselves. That's long. That's cruel. But like for the most part, if this friend of yours is really a friend, if you're really a friend, even you'll get over it, babe. Like you'll get over it. Like you might not even be together at that point, to be honest. And I hope you are. I really hope you are, to prove me wrong, because I want to know who you are. I feel like I know who you are, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, no, you cannot expect your man to be invited when you've been together for 2 months. That is crazy. Crazy behavior. Crazy expectations, actually. That's what it is. Crazy expectations. Okay, right. I went out with a group of friends. I had one drink. One. Everyone else orders rounds of cocktails and appetizers. The bill came to £300. Someone suggests, let's split the bill. What do I do? Okay, so you've paid for one drink, which probably would have been no more than let's say it was an expensive drink. Let's say it was an expensive drink. So that okay, £15, right? Your friends have all bought rounds of cocktails and appetizers. So let's say £300. That's a lot of money. Okay, let's see it like this. If there was like four of you, that would be £75. If there's like 8 of you, that would be 30. That's still a lot more money in it. No, I'd be like, sorry, do one. There's different levels, yeah. Obviously, like I have it where I go with my friends, and if the difference is like, I don't know, like a couple of quid, maybe just under a tenner, fair. Like, okay, whatever. Money's not that tight. Or if it is, it's not going to make that much of a difference with like £10 max, right? I think anything over the £10 bracket is a bit crazy. I think it's quite, do you know what? And also, not even just crazy. I think it's quite rude to assume, like, if you've paid for, I think, do you know what? You need to look at the friend sideways that suggested evening it. Why are you evening it? Like, what a dumb suggestion. And because the thing is that only benefits people who have paid more. It's always the person that adds more to the bill that wants to split it because you know that it benefits you. That's cheeky. Yeah, babe, you have to tell them to do it, to do one respectfully, and to pay for yours on yours only. That's crazy. No, because that's going to be at least an extra £20. No way. Couldn't be me. Okay. What do I do? I was watching my crush's Instagram story late at night and accidentally replied with the fire emoji at 3 a.m. What do I do? See, when you say crush, right? Crush is a bit difficult because is it a crush where he knows that you're crushing on him? Or like, is it one of those ones where it's a bit like mysterious? I feel like you just have to embrace it. I don't think a fire emoji is that deep, to be honest. But then it's different. Do you know what? I think the issue is, right, you have to, sometimes when you like somebody, you have to like assess how they talk to other people. Like, because I think you have to appreciate just because a guy is friendly, it doesn't mean he likes you. So I've always said to people, assess how they talk to everyone else. Does he call everyone else babe or boo? Does he do you mean like does he act flirtatious with everyone? Like, is that just him? Because some guys are just naturally flirty and like whatever. Like, I don't that doesn't faze me. Whatever. But like sometimes when you're trying to figure out if the crush likes you back, it's like, okay, let me distinguish the difference between how he talks to me compared to how he talks to a stranger or another boy who's a mutual or an actual friend. You know, and it can be really. I think it is really important though to like appreciate that like sometimes people are just nice. Like I feel like a lot of people think, oh my God, what is the hidden agenda? Like, does he like me? I'm like, guys, sometimes he's just nice. I went to a function right a few weeks ago and I wasn't where I live. I was in a city about an hour and a bit away. I got talking to this guy. He was so nice, like nice. I wasn't interested in him at all. I just thought he was a really nice guy. And then he like looks at me and was like, so do you come here often? I thought, why have you got to ruin it? Why have you got to ruin it? I thought, at what point did this give off that I wanted this? Like, no. And I was just like, no, not really. I'm not here that often. Sorry. Yeah. Sometimes you actually have to be a bit abrupt though, like, because like, yeah, sometimes you just have to be straight to the point. Because I feel like being nice doesn't always do you that many favors. Like, obviously, you can be polite and respectful, but there has to be like, a way to like distinguish it. Oh my god, let me give an example, right? Okay, guys. So I went to Brighton Pride, right? And like this guy was trying to move to me, and I was at Brighton Pride, and this guy was trying to move to me, and I just wasn't interested. And I feel like when you give off like the nice guy demeanor, nice can be misinterpreted as, oh, he wants me. And like this guy, yeah, like started like poking me, like poking my stomach. And I was like, bitch, this isn't Facebook in 2007. Please keep it moving with your pokes. And then he put his hand round like my waist. And then obviously I didn't like it because I didn't like him. And he was like, oh, you're uncomfortable. I said, no, I'm not. But if you try touching me again, I'm going to make you very uncomfortable. So please watch your hands. Respectfully. I'm very much about shooting your shot. You have to make a move. Like, we're only human. But once the shot has been shooten and they're not interested, pick up your decorum and move. Like, it's not cute. It's very distasteful and it's quite embarrassing, you know? Like, naturally, if you like someone, why would you not try and like finesse them? Like, you're just a person with needs. But like, there's a very thin line to like realizing, okay, this person is not feeling me. Let me wrap it up and keep it moving. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I blocked him. He kept on like viewing my stories, and I was like, I actually don't like you, like even as a person. And it's annoying because the guy was actually attractive, because he was so weird and so forward. I was like, no, you're not for me, baby boy. It was my birthday last week. My friends planned a surprise dinner, but they invited my ex because we are civil. How should I react? There's different layers though, aren't there? Because like there's civil as in like civil. There's civil as in like we're actual friends civil, and there's civil as in like we get on but we don't go out of our way to see each other. I mean, the ex is a bit mad for going, to be fair. It depends on the layer though. Okay, let's say you're just civil. I feel like it's a bit, I think the intention is there, but I think maybe like have a conversation with the friends and be like, look, guys, I appreciate what you were trying to do. However, I would prefer it if you, for future reference, consulted me prior. But then if it's a surprise, how are they meant to know, to be fair? You know, I think with situations like this, yeah, I always say to myself, okay, like, were they trying to be malicious? Were they trying to like get a one-up on me? You know, were they trying to make things difficult? I think if they were trying to do a good thing, just allow it, babe. Just allow it, you know? Yeah. If there's no malicious intent, you just have to put it to the side. But just say, look, for future reference, I would rather X, Y not be there. Valid point. But yeah, I have no idea how we've taken so many pauses. I actually couldn't tell you how long this is. That I reckon we're on a good like 45 minutes. I'm gonna go 45 minutes. Yeah, sorry about my. Do you know what it is, right? Nobody wants to ever speak to me apart from when I'm doing the show. Like, ever. My phone is always empty. But then when it's like, when I do like my 6 hours a week, the phone just doesn't stop. It's really, oh my God, someone's just tried calling me now. It's really annoying. It's like they know. They're trying to interfere with the craft, and I don't respect it. Lewis, are you watching this? I don't respect it. Okay, we're done. That was fun. Yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really need to hit this consistency bag. I have so much in the draft, it's ridiculous. But I've been enjoying summer. I've been enjoying being a boy and doing things that boys do. So yeah. Ow. My name is Jord Howard. This is the Winning Side Podcast. I've had a great time. This has actually been like really fun. But like, yeah, so I have this, which will be out hopefully Tuesday, and then I'm going to Yeah, I'm going to go do my solo stuff, which is probably another 3 or 4. And then I'm literally bashing guests. Well, sorry, not bashing guests. I am like bashing guests to be on the show. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited, guys. I'm really excited. But yeah, so if you don't already, please like, share, and comment. Like, share, and comment, and subscribe. Subscribe because I need to make the moolah to keep the show running. Yeah. And I will see. I will see you next week. Yes, I will see that. Yeah, let me pull it into existence. I will see you next week. Yeah. Have a great week, weekend, evening, morning, afternoon, day at work, day at home. Yeah. All right. I'm a bounce because I need to do something else for a very fun project, which hopefully I can talk about soon. Okay. Let's go.